Hey, good morning, Houston, Texas. You know where we are. 290 West going Austin, 610 North. I thought I'd do a quick video for y'all this morning and show you how you can send messages using your iPhone. Watch this. So I'm connected to a satellite right now. It says keep pointing at satellite. So what I'm going to do is I am going to open messages. And by the way, shout out to Hyundai for the brand new intelligent Tucson that is self-driving. So I'm enjoying a self-driving vehicle right now. It doesn't completely self-drive. It does need you to pay attention and still be engaged. It's not like the Tesla that completely has a self-driving mode where you don't really have to engage. Look at this guy getting over in my lane. Idiot. That's Houston for you. Anyway, so going back over to my satellite here. Satellite. Okay, so I have a poor connection because I just made a really huge turn. So I'm going to see if I can reconnect. And it just tells me basically just to turn it back towards the satellite. And the satellite is over there. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to click on send message. And I'm going to just go right here. It says what's going on. I got your... I know you not getting my message. And let's say, hey. Call me. Put my number. 346-492-1808. Send it, and then see it's still green at the top, meaning it's still connected to the satellite. And then the blue bar that is going across the screen is the bar basically letting you know that the text message is loading or it's sending it, and then it tells you it's sent. And it's really that simple. It only took me about 2 minutes to send one text message. So I mean, this isn't something you would use every day, but God forbid you're in a situation where you don't have cellular's not working for some reason, or you don't have maybe your phone gets cut off for some reason, or maybe just the service is down, maybe for some unfortunate reason there's just no service and you need to send a quick text message for help or just to check on your family members. Don't forget you can use satellites now. So I try to bring you guys the most up to date and current technology videos. I'm a veteran myself. I'm 35 years old and I have been using technology since I was as young as I can remember. I think going back, some of my earliest memories of technology probably would be handheld gaming consoles. I believe I had something called a Sega. I don't think it was a Sega though. It was some kind of I think it was a Game Gear. I think it was called Game Gear. But it was a handheld console for gaming, and this was back in the 90s. I was a kid. Then after that, of course, there was Game Boy, and on and on and on. But even being a young adult or being a young teenager, I had a Palm Pilot, like a PDA, personal device assistant or something like that. Palm Pilot is what we used to call it back in the day. And I could send emails on that little device. I could browse the internet. I could Google stuff. So, I mean, I've always had technology right in the palm of my hands from a very young age. And I've learned a lot from the technology. When I found out about Bitcoin and I learned that I could actually have a device in my hand and I can send money from my device to another device, to maybe someone sitting in my passenger seat, or possibly someone standing in another city or living in another country, I was really just impressed. So I had to learn everything I could learn about Bitcoin and blockchain technology so that I could share it with you all. And I've been studying that for about 9 years now. Completely love it. It's my passion. I'm completely in love with it. And I love you all. I want you to ask any questions you may have. Please comment a question if you are interested in any of this information. If you want to understand it better, if you like help understanding it better, I'm here. The other thing is I encourage you to use artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is, amazing at this point. You literally can go to a website called DeepSeek, DeepSeek.com, and if you download that onto your phone or use it on your computer, when you use it, put it in deep think mode. And what it does is it really can calculate and analyze the question that you're asking it. So if you want to know, let me show you guys something really cool too. Let me show you the zoom on this Android. So this is the Galaxy Fold 6, I believe. And the zoom on this camera it's pretty intense. I mean, you can see how far in front of me that car is. So that's me in the vehicle, and then that's the zoom. So the zoom is pretty intense. Anyway, got a little distracted there. What I was saying is that technology, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, you're able to send money globally. There's no limits on how much you can send. There's borders can't stop that payment. A bank can't stop that payment. You don't even need to use a bank to send the payment. The Bitcoin itself is an electronic payment system. It's a protocol. When I say protocol, most people probably don't know what that means, but the internet is simply a protocol. Web 2 basically. Meaning that when you go www.google.com, you're entering the World Wide Web, right? So that is a global information system. That's what the internet is. Bitcoin is a global payment system. So that's why when you send someone Bitcoin, you need their Bitcoin address. And the blockchain basically is where all the Bitcoins are stored, right? That's where the transactions live, and that's where the Bitcoins are created. So what is blockchain? What does that even mean? Well, think of it. It means exactly how it sounds. It's a block of information, and it's chained together. And the purpose of it being chained together is so the first block that's created with the information, it cannot be changed once another block is chained onto it, right? So how that first block is created is basically like this. It's a 10-minute window, right? So every 10 minutes there's new bitcoins that are released into the system, right? Or new bitcoins that are rewarded to someone in the system. So what that means is that whoever is running that node, and when I say a node, I'm talking about an NODE, right? So Google that. A node is basically where an access point or an information storage point is for the blockchain, right? Now there's millions of nodes, but imagine when it first started, there was only one node, because the person that actually created Bitcoin sent the first Bitcoin to another individual, and when he sent it to that individual and he received it at his address, then he downloaded the entire node, right? So that person sent it to another person, and then they had access to the entire node. So every time you send this Bitcoin to someone, you're giving a new person access to the node, right? They're creating kind of like a sub node, right? So there's the main nodes that run the entire blockchain, of course, and then there are lane following assist deactivated. Oh, okay. So then there are the main nodes that literally run the entire system, right? So think of it like this. If you have me, let's just say I'm Satoshi Nakamoto, which is the creator of Bitcoin. No, I'm not the creator of Bitcoin. But if I was the creator of Bitcoin and I sent you 50 Bitcoins to your Bitcoin wallet, right? And then you start to spend those Bitcoins at different stores, different merchants. You send some to friends. And you're not sending whole Bitcoins. You're sending a piece of a Bitcoin, because at the time when I first sent these to you, these Bitcoins are worth a fraction of a penny. So you're probably not spending these Bitcoins to buy anything of value, because they have no value, no transit value at the beginning of when I first sent it to you, right? Because it's something that I made, it's something I created, and it had no belief system behind it, and it had no network behind it. But when you start to send it to other friends, then it gains traction. Now you're a part of the network, and your friends are a part of the network, and together we have our own network of money. And then when your friends start to spend money, over time, or start to send these Bitcoins to other people over time, the network grows larger and larger. And what happens is some of those friends decide they want to participate in keeping the network strong and making it stronger. So they will use their computers or their cell phones to create Bitcoins. And that basically keeps the network secure and makes the network trustless. Meaning that I don't need to know you and you don't need to know me. We don't need to be friends to transact. And we can trust that we don't have to trust each other. We can verify that when you send a payment, I have received it because of the blockchain. So there's something called the Blockchain Explorer, kind of like Internet Explorer, right? But they call it the Blockchain Explorer because you can go look up information just like you can on Internet Explorer. So when you go to this Blockchain Explorer, you can type in any blockchain address. So if I have your Bitcoin wallet address, I can type that in on the Blockchain Explorer, and it will tell me exactly how much money you have in that wallet. Now, it won't give me access to that wallet. I can't remove money from that wallet. I can only view the wallet, right? So it's kind of like if we all can see how much money each person has, then it keeps a complete fair record of what's happening with the money, right? So that's kind of what has happened with Bitcoin. I know I said a lot, but let me kind of reel it in. When you think about the fact that someone could have sent you 1,000 Bitcoins, right? 17 years ago, right? 1,000 Bitcoins 17 years ago would have cost less than $1, right? Because each Bitcoin, literally, let me show you. Let me just pull this up really quick. Not me making a whole video while I'm driving. Well, why not, right? Let me see if I can get my hotspot turned on. Okay. Boy, got that fresh outfit on, the fresh whites with the Nike shorts. Stop playing with the Nike collar shirt. I'm doing something different. Something slight, nothing crazy. So, yeah, I got that. How much was the price of Bitcoin when it first was listed on a central exchange? What was the price of Bitcoin when it was first listed on a central exchange? That's not working. What was the price of Bitcoin when it was first listed on a central exchange? What was the price of Bitcoin when it was first listed on a central exchange? Not understanding why it's not opening this shortcut. Anyway, let's try it this way. I do it old school. Sometimes the shortcuts don't work. Okay, so to give you some kind of context and clarity of what's happening here, watch this. What was the price of Bitcoin when it was first listed on a central exchange? I should have said centralized. Centralized just means like a bank, right? That's all that really means. Decentralized means something that is not owned by a bank or a government. And that's what Bitcoin is. It's a currency that's not owned by anyone. It's owned by individuals that actually are holding it in their wallet. So here it is. First time Bitcoin was listed on a central exchange was March 2010 on the now defunct platform bitcoinmarket.com. At the time, the initial list price was 0.003 per BTC, 0.3 of a cent. Before that, Bitcoin was traded informally on forums like Bitcoin Talk, where prices were negotiated peer-to-peer, often around 1 penny to 5 pennies per BTC. in late 2009 and early 2010. The first widely recognized market transaction was the famous 10,000 BTC pizza purchase in May 2010, effectively valuing BTC at 0.0025 per coin. So in summary, the first exchange listing was 2010. Okay, yeah, so watch this. How much is 10,000 Bitcoins worth today? So 10,000 Bitcoins is worth today a crazy amount of money. And you're going to see that because each Bitcoin is $104,000 right now. So 10,000 Bitcoins is worth $1.04 billion. I'm going to say that again. Each Bitcoin today's value is $104. And if you look at the last 5 years, that's up 1,000%. It's a 1,000% increase over the last 5 years. Okay. So if you had purchased Bitcoin in 2020 and you had held on to it for 5 years, right now your Bitcoin should be up about 1,000%, depending on what time you bought it and at what price point you bought it. Now, if you had 10,000 Bitcoins that you had purchased from 2010 at a fraction of a penny, you would have $1 billion right now. So I want you to just let that soak in. It sounds absolutely insane. The first time I heard it, I was like, that can't be true. That can't be real. There's no way, right? But honestly and truly, it is true. God has truly blessed me to find this information and allowed me to live 9 wonderful years to continue to share this information with you all. I've been studying this for 9 years. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. And, my girlfriend told me, she said, just make sure you're not making it your God. And I really had to think about that because I feel like I spend more time with Bitcoin than I do with God. So I want to remember to always incorporate him and keep him first. And I want to let you guys know, here's my story, right? My story is I was in the military. I hated it. Got out the military. When I came home, before I got out the military, I actually found out about Bitcoin. I waited 6 years and I didn't do anything. I didn't get invested. I didn't know anything really about it other than that it existed. And then after that 6-year period in 2017 is when I bought my first Bitcoin, right? So when I bought my first Bitcoin, unfortunately, I ended up paying like maybe $1,000 for it. And then I ended up selling it for like 19 grand the same year. Because January 2017 it was like $1,000, and then the same year, later that year, it went up like 19x. So I sold it for like 19 grand. So it turned 1,000 into 19 grand. Great profit, right? But imagine if I still had that same Bitcoin today, it'd be worth $104,000. So some mistakes were made, but it's okay because I learned a lot from those mistakes, and now I'm able to share them with you. And I'm able to teach you the best that I know from my knowledge, and hopefully you'll start to learn on your own as well. And you can teach me something one day, and I would love that. I love for us to be able to collaborate together and grow together. I love to be a multi-millionaire one day, and I'm sure some of you watching this video are thinking the same thing. And I believe that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies alike can do this for us. I'm going to give you one more before I go. Getting close to the end of my trip. There is a cryptocurrency named XRP. XRP is the 4th largest cryptocurrency in the world by market cap. When I say market cap, I mean that the total amount of Bitcoin is $2 trillion worth of market cap. When it comes to XRP, the market cap total, let's see. And I'm going to encourage you guys to use artificial intelligence because you learn so much so quickly. What is the market cap of XRP? So the global market cap of XRP right now in the cryptocurrency market, let's take a look. It's 2.71 million USD. Okay, so $2 million market cap. Okay, let's see, approximately tokens. So the approximate market cap is 51 million as of May 30th, 2025. Okay, so approximately $51 million worth of American dollars or not just American dollars, but in United States dollars, if it was, calculated in United States dollars, which there's a total of American dollars and yen and British pound. But since we're in America, we'll just talk about that. There's $58 million worth of XRP, right? Now, I'm just going to show you how much XRP is trading for today. Let's see here. X community. This is actually X community, and I'm not looking for X community. I was looking for XRP. Let's see here. Let me look at something. What is the market cap of the cryptocurrency XRP? Yeah, let's see if we can get a better read on this. Okay, so we got okay, $2.17. Okay, that's a lot better. So the market capitalization is $127 billion. A lot better. Yeah. Ranking it the 4th largest cryptocurrency by market. So it was looking at a different crypto. This is United States Steel Corporation, which their market cap is $51 million, which that doesn't really seem. No. Okay, here it is. Steel Corporation, 12 billion. Okay, now that makes sense. So imagine the United States Steel Corporation, right? So where we get all our steel and we build every building in this country, the market cap's 12 billion. If you think about that and compare it to this, the market cap of XRP being 215 billion. I mean, and this is a cryptocurrency. This is something that banks are using, right? I don't know about you, but I want a piece of that. And it's as simple as downloading an app, buying XRP, and holding on to it for 10 years and letting it grow in value. So I'm going to show you this really quick. Here we go.
Hey there. I've got a really great feeling about us teaming up. How can I jump in and help?
Okay, so let's get right on into it. I would like to know if I had invested $10 per month in the cryptocurrency XRP starting in 2017, how much money would I have now?
Could you clarify how long you've been considering this monthly $10 investment? Are you asking about investing in XRP or another cryptocurrency? Or are you referring to a different investment?
Yes, the XRP. And if I had invested $10 a month starting in January of 2017, how much would that investment be worth now?
To calculate how much your investment would be worth today, we'll need to consider the following. 1. The price of XRP at the beginning of each month from January 2017 onward. 2. The amount you would have invested each month, $10. 3. The growth in the value of XRP. I'll go ahead and calculate this based on the available historical prices for XRP. Let me work this out for you. If you had invested $10 per month in XRP starting...
And see, this is why I love this, because it really does calculations for you. It can go and find the information and give it to you within a few seconds. So you're not Googling stuff. You're not looking at charts. You know, you're not wasting time. You're using artificial intelligence to do what artificial intelligence already does, right? So you're just really tapping into a database that's already available for your use for free, you know. And this database, I believe, has been created to not only make money, of course, but if you use it and take advantage of what is available to us, it will help you make money, right? So this is something that I personally use pretty much every day, and it really helps me. Could you give me that answer again? I'm sorry, I was distracted.
No worries. I'll walk you through the calculation again. To figure out how much your monthly investment of $10 into XRP would be worth today, starting in January 2017, we'll need to consider 1. The price of XRP at the beginning of each month.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to... Go ahead, continue. No, go ahead. You can... Okay. So it's saying $17,000 basically. $10 investment would have yielded you $17,000. I could go for that. Okay. I just say okay. Well, it's been an amazing time talking to you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, please drop a comment. If you ever heard of XRP, put XRP in the comments and say, I've been here and I've heard of it. Tell me more. If you're wanting to learn more about XRP, or if you want to know more about Bitcoin and you're looking for something to hedge your money against the inflation in this country, not only in America, but pretty much all over the globe, I highly encourage you to learn more about Bitcoin. Until next time, I love you all and hope you have a wonderful day. And I want to bless this video with a quick prayer and bless your lives. And let's just bow together. Thank you, Lord, again for this day. And I pray you bless everyone still watching. And I pray, Lord, you be with them, watch them, and keep them. And these things we pray in your Son, Jesus Christ's holy name. Amen.